Hi everyone, I'm Vivian Probst and I'm really excited to be able to spend time with you at Deforest Community Center to talk about my books, my work with English, and what I've been up to. I've just had such an exciting life, and I want to take a few minutes to follow up with the article that Sharon Alden wrote for the newspaper and talk to you a little bit more about what's involved in my 5-volume series that's starting to come out. That 5-volume series started on March 10th of 2020. And you might be saying, wow, that's like a long time ago, Vivian. And yes, it is. But I wrote these stories as they came to me, and they came to me, each of them separately. So far there's 5, during a time when I would be dealing with a particular life issue. For instance, in volume 1, you're going to meet the main character, Avery Victoria Spencer, who's very successful. The stories take place in Waukesha, because I know Waukesha, Wisconsin, and she is the first female bank president of a fictitious bank, of course. But she's very successful because she can manage other people's money. Oh my goodness. She's like a wizard financially. She can turn problems, failing businesses into successful businesses. And so she is revered, and in some aspects, she's also not revered. There's a lot of jealousy and that sort of thing. But she came into being when I was struggling with my financial life. I was having a very good business life. I was in real estate, and I was making more money than I ever dreamed of, really. And I had a problem. I was spending even more than I made. So on the night of March 10th, as I fell asleep, I don't know if I prayed or I just said, look, if I could understand why I'm having this problem, I would like to know what that is. And voila, I had a dream. And that dream was just a little piece of the story that is now book 1, called Dissolving Her Despair. The 5-volume series is called The Woman Who Forgot Who She Was, because as I've learned over the course of the years that I've been writing, every time I come up against what I consider an insurmountable challenge, there's something really fabulous waiting for me, and I usually have to write a story to get there. I love that process. I love what I've learned, and I hope that you will enjoy these books as well. So, in her wonderful life, Avery Victoria Spencer is hiding a secret, and that is that she can't stop spending more than she earns. And so she goes to bed one night, just like I did, and she has this fabulous dream. My dream only started the story, but the story just kind of took over, and I kept writing and writing and writing until my issue was resolved, and hers is resolved as well. The thing is that that's just volume 1, okay? So what I learned was so wonderful. I just want everyone to get the message. She meets 3 interesting characters, and each of them talk to her. Now, she's chained in a medieval dungeon, and what's really great about that, as I tell people, is she can't go shopping anymore. In this dream, she has to sit and listen to her inner wisdom, so to speak. So she gets her messages, and then her long-term financial issues just go away. So I'd like to say that that's the only story I ever needed, and I wrote it, and now I have had no more issues, but that's just not the case. All right. So when my next issue came up, I want to clarify that this first volume is coming out and should be available when you see this. But there are 4 more volumes. And so what's happened over the course of these 20 years is as I've dealt with or found something else I couldn't deal with, I've been given a story. And it's literally being given a story because my mind, my imagination starts working, and the characters show up and the plot shows up, and I'm really just a good listener and sort of a secretary because I just write what I'm given. I do have other books out, so if you look at vivianpropst.com or you look at Amazon, you might find some of the other things I've written. But I want to go now into the next aspect of my writing life, which is my creation of a different form of English that is gender inclusive. As I've been working the last 10 years on these stories, it came to me very suddenly through one of my characters that our language is very masculine. And we all know that. We often joke about it. It's just in that particular circumstance, I decided to do something about it. So it's taken me a while to wrap my mind around what I call Wenglish, we English. I want us to be gender inclusive. I want our language to wrap all of us in and not segregate those of us who are not men out of our language. I have done a lot of research. I'm a linguist by education, and I'm a big fan of the internet because it makes it very easy for me to search out words that I don't want to use in my writing. So when you read the Wenglish version of Volume 1, Dissolving Her Despair, you will be reading English without masculine words. I want to clarify that if a character is a man, then we use masculine words, okay? But if the character is not a man, we don't use masculine words. And let me give you a couple of examples. Because I believe that women have had to bear the burden of having man words to express themselves. And so Wenglish just makes that go away. And let me show you or explain how that happens. Just a few examples. Let's take the word the, okay? That is a masculine word because it has HE in it. And HE is a masculine word. Now just come with me on this little journey because it's kind of fun and kind of interesting. And so when I was writing in Wenglish, I decided I don't want to use THE. Well, try writing anything without the, and it's tough. So here's what came to me. The is an article. Just like a and an is an article, the is an article. But in my linguistic mind, I realized that the should be spelled THA instead of THE. So when you read Wenglish, you're going to see a change in spelling. Just like you're going to see a change in how Wenglish spells woman, because we don't use MAN in the word woman. Women, we don't use MEN in the word women. You see, so these are some things you're going to find that's different. You can get this book in regular English, or you can get this book in Wenglish. And right now, those options are both available. And if you want to see how English looks and works without using man words where it's not necessary, just look at the Wenglish version. I think you'll find it's respectful and it works beautifully and easily for those of us who are not men, or those of us who prefer a more feminine orientation, okay? Because gender should not define who we are or what we do or our preferences. That's just, well, in my book, it's ridiculous. And so I have written in a way that integrates so that anyone can read Wenglish and feel a part of the we world, the us world. All right, my favorite words in English are those that say we and us and our, and it's time to stop segregating ourselves by our gender. That's not what we're about. And most of us know that now as we're working deeply in gender issues and we're resolving these problems. You know, it isn't what your gender is, it's who you are and who you want to be. And the discovery of that is incredibly important. And that's why I want to allow you to go on this journey, fictional self-discovery, self-help, whatever you want to call it. I want you to get that who you really are is unique and special just for you. In other words, I believe sort of in a gender spectrum. And I believe we all have a different place on that spectrum. We're all unique. We each have our own brilliance and our own things to do in life. And I hope you get that, because when you do, life is so much fun. You get to do what you love to do because you know who you are. And so this is all an experiment. Oop, there's a man word. Did you see that? Experiment. Get it? So we try not to use that word. But this is all a way to discover what's unique about each of us and to celebrate that rather than being contentious, rather than saying that you're a man, so you have to be like this, or you're a woman, W-O-M-U-N, so you have to be like that. So let's get past that. So all of my novels written in English and Wenglish and available starting February, because volume 1 will be coming out. And I hope you enjoy it. And most of all, I hope you get that that's you make a difference to life. So be who you want to be and be who you really are. And take that journey. If you have an issue that just won't go away, no matter how hard you try, take that journey. And I hope you will join me. I'm Vivian Probst. So excited to spend time with you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Visit my website, vivianprobst.com. See what's going on. Lots of activity there. And just hope you love your life. And thank you again so much for this opportunity.